Today's video is about a coin that might completely change your perspective on what an ordinary half-dollar can be worth. The Liberty half-dollar from 1973 may look like a common piece of currency at first glance, but according to eBay and major online auction platforms, some rare varieties of this year have reached surprising values that collectors didn't expect. So stay with this video till the end, because if you have this coin at home, it might turn the tables for you. And at the end of the video, I will tell you how you can find out its price and how to sell it properly. The 1973 Liberty half-dollar belongs to the famous Kennedy half-dollar series, a coin introduced to honor President John F. Kennedy shortly after his assassination in 1963. By the time 1973 arrived, the coin had already become a symbol of American history, patriotism and national pride, making each year's mintage special for collectors across the world. Even though the metal composition in 1973 was the standard copper-nickel, the design still carried the same powerful meaning that made the series iconic. On the front of the coin, the left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy stands strong with sharp details that represent hope and leadership. Above the portrait is the word Liberty, and just below the neckline appears the date 1973, placed beside the motto, "In God We Trust." Turning the coin over reveals the majestic presidential seal, an eagle with widespread wings holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both national strength and a desire for peace. Every curve and line of this design gives the coin a historical weight that keeps collectors interested, even decades later. While millions of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver and San Francisco, only a small number stand out because of exceptional condition, high grades or rare mint errors. And these are the coins that attract attention from collectors and experts on platforms like eBay, heritage auctions and other online marketplaces. Even though a circulated 1973 half-dollar may not look valuable, the rare ones can surprise. You collectors search for examples with bright original luster, sharp strikes and clean surfaces free from scratches and wear. Some of the most valuable versions include mint error coins such as double die strikes, off-center errors, clipped planchets, misaligned dies, and strong mint mark varieties. These errors turn a regular half-dollar into a sought-after collectible and can significantly increase the value, depending on rarity and condition. On online platforms, certain 1973 half-dollars in high grade or with rare errors have sold for impressive amounts. These prices vary based on coin condition, grading company, and the intensity of the error itself. Some listings surprise even seasoned collectors, making the 1973 half-dollar a coin worth checking carefully. It is always possible that a simple coin lying in a drawer is actually something special. Today's video is all about a coin that might just turn the tables for you if you have it in your collection. The Liberty half-dollar from 1972 looks like an ordinary old American coin, but according to online platforms and recent listings on eBay, some rare varieties of this year have shocked collectors with surprising values. So make sure you watch this video till the end, because it's worth, and how you can sell it will be revealed at the end. And trust me, you don't want to miss that part. The 1972 Liberty half-dollar belongs to the iconic Kennedy half-dollar series, a coin introduced in 1964 to honor the memory of President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. By the time we reached 1972, the United States Mint had already shifted to a copper-nickel composition, but the design still carried the pride and symbolism that made collectors hold on to these coins for decades. The obverse of the coin features the left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy with the word Liberty boldly arching across the top. Below the neckline is the minting year 1972, with the national motto, "In God We Trust," placed in a clean, balanced layout. The reverse shows the presidential seal, a powerful American eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. Every detail in the design reflects authority and a deep historical connection. What makes the 1972 half-dollar interesting is not just its design, but the astonishing range of values depending on condition, rarity and errors. Millions of these coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver and San Francisco, but only a small fraction stand out due to sharp strikes, high-grade preservation or major mint errors that collectors compete for. Even though the regular circulated coins may not look special, the rare ones are a different story entirely. Collectors especially look for coins in brilliant, uncirculated condition with no wear, strong luster and clean surfaces. They also hunt for striking errors like off-center strikes, double die obverse clipped planchets, misaligned dies and strong mint marks. These errors can drastically increase the value, depending on how visible and dramatic they are. On eBay and major auction platforms, some well-preserved 1972 half dollars have sold for impressive amounts depending on rarity and grade. A high-grade example with strong luster and no major imperfections can bring strong attention from bidders. Error coins in particular have shown unexpected prices, sometimes far above normal expectations. That is what makes this year's half dollar such an exciting piece for collectors. If you have this coin at home, store it safely and never clean it, because cleaning lowers its value. Keep it in a protective holder and examine it carefully under good lighting to check for possible errors or exceptional preservation. Even a small mistake from the mint could transform a simple half dollar into a premium collectible.
Welcome back to Rare Coin World. Today's video might completely change the way you look at ordinary pocket change, because the Washington $quarter from 1973 is not just another old coin. If you have this coin lying somewhere in an old drawer, in a forgotten piggy bank, or mixed in your coin jar, it might just turn the tables for you. So watch the full video carefully, because its history, its hidden errors, and its potential value across eBay and online auction platforms will surprise you. The Washington $quarter of 1973 comes from a time when American coinage was going through major transitions. By the early 70s, the mint had already shifted to the copper-nickel clad composition, but the designs remained deeply tied to American identity. The portrait of George Washington continued to symbolize stability and strength, while the heraldic eagle on the reverse carried the legacy of the country's founding era. Even though millions were minted, collectors today prize specific errors, rare conditions, unusual strikes, and high-grade pieces that survive the last 50 years without damage. Many people think common date quarters are worthless, but that is only true for worn and circulated coins with visible scratches and fading details. The 1973 $quarter becomes valuable when it has something unique. High-grade business strike coins with sharp edges, full hair details on Washington's portrait, glowing original luster, and perfect surfaces are always in demand. Online platforms show surprising prices when these coins appear in mint state condition. Some auctions also show that minor errors like clipped planchets, double die obverse, off-center strikes, and reading defects can drastically increase bidding activity. Even circulated 1973 $quarters sometimes show impressive value when they carry unusual striking characteristics. The coin's age and its long circulation history make untouched pieces very rare today. That is why collectors on eBay pay attention to coins that still retain strong details. Sellers who list these coins with clear photos and proper descriptions often attract more buyers, especially when the coin is verified or graded by trusted institutions. Another thing that makes the 1973 $quarter interesting is that it represents the beginning of a greater collecting trend. Many collectors today prefer clad coins from the 60s and 70s because they are becoming harder to find in their original state. These pieces were used daily for decades and most ended up scratched, bent, or worn down. So when a clean one shows up, especially a rare error, it stands out immediately. In the online market, if you find a $quarter from 1973 with strong mint luster, clear feather details on the eagle, no spots, no color changes, and sharp rims, there is a high chance that it can perform well in auctions. And if you ever come across an error variety, even a small one, the value can jump dramatically.
Today's video is about one of the most surprising state quarters ever made, the 2005 Liberty Quarter Dollar Minnesota edition. Let me start with a hook that every viewer will remember. If you have this coin in your pocket, your drawer, or your old coin jar, it might just turn the tables for you in a way you never imagined. This is one of those modern coins that looks completely ordinary, yet it has shocked collectors across eBay and other online auction platforms with prices that no one expected. So stay with me until the very end, because I will reveal how much these coins are selling for today and how you can sell yours as well. And remember, at the end of the video, I will ask you to comment the price of your coin, and I will personally guide you through its value and the full selling procedure. The 2005 Minnesota State Quarter was part of the famous 50 State Quarters program, one of the most successful coin series in American history. Billions of these coins were made for circulation, but the Minnesota design became special for one reason. It is home to one of the highest numbers of collectible die varieties ever found in any modern quarter. What started as a normal release soon became one of the biggest error hunting sensations in the United States. Collectors began noticing unusual doubling, extra trees, and dramatic shifts in the design. This turned the Minnesota quarter into a treasure hunt that continues even today. The design itself celebrates the natural beauty of Minnesota. It features the famous lake scene, a fisherman, a boat, and evergreen trees standing proudly near the water. But the true magic of this quarter is hidden not in the design, but in the errors that appear around those trees. These errors were created during the minting process, when the dies were not perfectly aligned or when the metal shifted slightly during the strike. These small imperfections created additional lines, extra tree shapes, and distorted features that collectors now call extra tree varieties. There are more than 50 known varieties, and some of them are extremely rare. Because these varieties are so interesting, they attract strong attention from collectors all over the world. When coin experts started studying these errors, they quickly realized that some versions were exceptionally scarce. On eBay and other online auction sites, certain high-grade Minnesota quarter varieties began selling for impressive amounts. Even circulated examples with clear doubling or extra tree patterns have sold for a surprising premium. This online activity pushed the Minnesota quarter into the spotlight, and the more people researched it, the more popular it became among error collectors. Another reason the 2005 Minnesota quarter gained so much attention is that many sellers discovered they were sitting on valuable coins without even knowing it. One small variety can make a huge difference in price, especially in uncirculated. Today's video is about a modern quarter that most people spend without a second thought. Yet this same coin has shocked collectors on eBay, heritage auctions, great collections, and other platforms with surprising selling prices. Before we begin, let me tell you something that can change everything for you. If you have this 2018 Liberty Quarter in your house, wallet, coin jar, or old drawer, it might turn the tables for you. There are rare versions of this coin that people are selling online for impressive amounts, and if luck is on your side, you might be holding one. Stick around until the end, because that's where you will discover its value and how you can sell it the right way. The 2018 Liberty Quarter Dollar Pictured Rocks belongs to the America the Beautiful series, issued by the United States Mint. This series honored national parks and important historical sites across the United States. Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in Michigan is famous for its colorful cliffs, crystal blue waters, and breathtaking natural formations carved over thousands of years. The quarter highlights the Chapel Rock and the iconic white pine tree perched dramatically on top of the stone pillar. This artwork captures the beauty, power, and silence of nature, making the 2018 release one of the most admired coins of the series. When this quarter was introduced, collectors immediately noticed the bold details and strong relief that made the design stand out. Both the Denver and Philadelphia mints produced these coins, and although millions were released into circulation, only a very small fraction exist in high-grade flawless condition. This is where value begins. Most circulated coins develop scratches, dull surfaces, and worn-out details. But a coin fresh from a roll or stored properly since 2018 can still hold sharp lines, deep luster, and brilliant surfaces, which are qualities collectors are willing to compete for. The pictured rocks. Quarter also has several varieties that have increased its popularity. Some coins show extra metal near Chapel Rock, die chips around the tree branches, doubling in the lettering, or slight misalignments caused during the minting process. These errors may look tiny, but collectors love them because each error makes the coin unique. A small die chip or a slight doubling can make a simple 25-cent coin worth far more than its face value. Another reason why this quarter has value on eBay and auction platforms is the demand from people trying to complete the full America, the beautiful set. A complete set from 2010 to 2021 requires finding every coin in excellent condition. Some collectors buy multiple high-grade examples until they get the perfect one. This increases the competition and pushes the prices even higher when rare. Varieties or top-graded pieces appear online. High-grade coins, especially those graded MS67 or MS68 by PCGS or NGC, have sold for surprising amounts.